I'm now going to ask a bunch of questions about the key sales metrics within your business, and this will help you with your targets. It will enable you to set qualitative and quantitative targets for sales activity, which will in turn drive delivery of the financial targets around revenue, profit and cash. It will also enable you to build a sales forecast that is as accurate as possible and built on some logical assumptions rather than complete guesswork. If you haven't started the business yet, don't worry, you won't have the data on these sales metrics yet, which will make forecasting a little bit harder. But the majority of us, certainly new to sales management, are really uncomfortable forecasting because it's difficult and we have no way of predicting the future. So don't worry, everyone feels like this, but as an expert in your field and your products, you are better placed than anyone to have a go. So it's now time to develop a set of assumptions you are comfortable with for those sales metrics. And don't worry how accurate they are at this phase. View them as a baseline, which you can refine as things become clearer. So for the purposes of this exercise, I'm going to go through the 6 sales metrics I'd like you to know about your business and demonstrate them in a grossly oversimplified manner with a hypothetical business. So our example business is one that has just one product and it's a service business, and they have fixed, stable monthly running costs. And at this point, their aim is just to break even. But the principles are the same, however complex your business in terms of the number of products, services, or distinct revenue streams. You'll just have to go through the exercise a few times extra and then combine it all together. So I'm now going to move over to the whiteboard, and the first sales metrics we're going to focus on first relates to the running cost of the business. So what I'm looking for is, what is your target sales per month? So how much do you need to generate per month in sales to cover your costs and reach your profit aims? Our example business that I mentioned to you, we're saying that their running costs are £3,000, and at this point they're driving their business to a break-even point rather than generating profit. So their target sales are £3,000 per month. The second metric is the average value of an order. So you need to know this about your business. You need to take an average. And for our example business, their service costs around £500. So this starts to give you some more data. You know that this business wants to generate £3,000 of sales per month, average order value of £500. So they actually need to be creating at least 6 orders per month to generate that level of business. So the number of orders required is the third metric, and again, you need to understand that for your business. Moving on to the fourth sales metric, this relates to conversion rate. So once you've found a new opportunity, somebody that's interested possibly in buying your product or service, you need to understand typically how many of them you actually convert to an order. That's your conversion rate. So for the example of our business, we're estimating that they convert 1 in 5 opportunities into orders. So going back to the fact they need to generate 6 orders per month, actually they need to generate at least 30 opportunities per month to make sure they can drive that order target forward. The next sales metric is around the timing it takes once you've generated that interest, created that opportunity, to actually convert it to an order. And this relates to your timing of your sales activity and when the result will come. So for our business here, we're saying that it takes 2 months from finding somebody who's interested in the service to actually close it to an order. Again, that's an average timeline, but it tells you for this particular business, if they're looking out to their orders within the month of March, they need to be doing the activity of generating interest way before January. So the final metric is percentage repeat buying. So that is how many of your customers that have bought your product before will buy again. And that's your percent repeat buy metric. In our particular business here, we're estimating that 50% of customers will go on to buy again. And what that starts to tell you is, as a business, what should your sales activity look like? How are you driving business from your current customers, which is a different activity altogether around account management, to what sort of activities are you doing to drive the new opportunities for your business, so the new customers that are going to come on through. So that's the 6 metrics. I'd very much like you to look at them for your business and make some assumptions if you don't know them already. So back to our business, just to sustain a monthly break-even performance of £3,000, they need at least 6 orders per month, and they need to be generating at least 30 new opportunities. They also need a sales engine that both maximises their repeat sales with current customers and also find new ones for them. So once you've done all this, you sit back and you think, is that achievable? What activities does my business need to perform to generate that level of sales activity and drive those metrics? So you've actually got a marketing plan for me.